now we're seeing a trend whereby employees are actually demanding more from the employers in terms of how good they are beyond the sphere of just the financial.
So what does that mean? Sustainability doesn't work without transparency.
Sustainability is a collective effort, so we need to share our learnings. We need to be open about what we do. So it doesn't just mean like we do something and then, we do it, we all want to keep secrets, but we have to collaborate with others.
Like someone over there has solved the problem and then we have to spend another 30 years trying to figure
Exactly.
out the problem on the other side.
Exactly. It's almost like open source. But obviously you still want to keep an advantage in terms of your intellectual property, but you still need to be able to show people that this is the way we do things and this is what has been successful. And that's how sustainability is going to work. That's how we're actually going to collectively solve the problems that we face today.
Okay.
So that's what it means.
So it's to get people to share.
Absolutely. Yeah.
People are the worst at sharing, or are they the best?
Oh, that's an interesting one. I think the trend is changing. People are more willing to collaborate with each other and willing to share knowledge. Before it was like, I'm going to be the leader and that's it. Like there's no way. Everything is competition. But now it's like, there's some information that's actually valuable for others to be able to do more good in society. Yeah. So why not?
Good.
So that's what it is.
Can you talk about like the misconception about sustainability maybe? Because I think you talked about this before, that we have this view, this vision of what it means.
So I mean, sustainability means a lot of things, and I think it's also quite contextual. Sustainability. There's the element of, as you call the 3 pillars of sustainability, which is the environmental, the social, and the economic. But those 3 aspects, the part that is most neglected is the social, and that's the people. And that's fundamental. If you're in an organization, the people are your most vital, valuable asset. So in terms of how you treat people within your organization, like if you have sort of operations that are beyond the spheres of your organization, how you make sure that those people also are taken care of, that people want to come to work every day. It's not just about paying them a lot of money. People want to make sure that their mental health is good, like, the employer really cares about them. And we see a trend changing now. It's not just about finances anymore. So I think that's the misconception, that everyone thinks...
Sorry.
Go for it. Go for it. Yeah.
You ruined everything. So if we talk sustainability and like talent attraction or talent in general, like how do those 2 terms come together?
Previously, a lot of people joined companies because, for solely the financial gain. You're going to go to work, you do your 9 to 5, and you get paid, and you go home. But now we're seeing a trend whereby employees are actually demanding more from the employers in terms of how good they are beyond the sphere of just the financial. So how well do they take care of the environment? How conscious are they of what their externalities are within the environment? How socially responsible are they? And so talent now, millennials especially, are demanding a lot more. So that means that it's not just good enough to just pay an employee a huge amount of money, but they also want to know that you're doing good for the world. And that's the trend we're seeing. So previously, it used to be the companies that used to be the best where talent wanted to go were like the traditional sort of oil and gas companies, like the big Fortune 500s. But now you're looking at talent shift to like more sustainable organizations that are actually going to last for a long time. And that's where talent meets sustainability.
Are you talking about companies linked to the social pillar, or are you talking about employees caring overall about sustainability goals?
Most of us work for organizations, work for companies. And within the structure of the company, the strategy, the vision of the company, there has to be now an outlook of not just we need to make our turnovers like take every year. It also has to be, what are we doing to make sure that we are doing less harm to the planet, to the environment, and also treating our people right. Where employees come in is that they're obviously the people that make the organization tick. So they also have a vested interest in making sure that the organization is successful, because if it is, then they do well. But the employers have a major role to play in the sense that they need to make sure that their employees are aligned with the goals that they have. And those goals now the trend is showing that it's sustainable goals. And that's where the intersection comes.
I think that you want to be proud of where you put your time.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The what you call the great resignation post-COVID, like where there's now talent is moving left and right, like people are looking for ways to attract more talent. And the trend is showing that, people want to make sure that they can come to their, managers and discuss things like, I'm not feeling great, like I'm in a low point in my life, like how can I get help? And the organization has structures to take care of that, to help you through that. And that's where the difference is now in terms of like talent movement going forward. Obviously the financial part, people want to be financially taken care of, but that's always been the case, right? But now it's like, how does my values align with what the organization is trying to do? And that's the change we are seeing now in organizational structures and organizational vision. So there's still going to be always that aspect of companies want to be successful, but what does success mean?
Maybe redefining what success means is what's happening.
Absolutely.
Why do you care about this topic?
It's been a passion of mine. I mean, I come from Africa. I've lived in Nigeria and South Africa, and I've seen how basically organizations have ruled with impunity and sort of destroyed the countries. And because no one really cared about, are they operating in a sustainable way or not? But that sort of fueled passion within me. Like, if I'm going to work for an organization, I want to make sure that they're doing good in society. So worked as an engineer and now working purely in sustainability. So that's me. That's my passion.
I guess there is the bare minimum, which is in a human way, and then there's in a sustainable way.
Yeah, absolutely. I care about the environment. I care about our planet because we are really,
don't have a
to
choice.
to say the least, we have pretty much screwed it up. If we channel the same efforts in terms of how we screwed it up to trying to fix it, I think we still have a chance, but we need to sort of act. And this is something I care about. And obviously, who are the people? I've always cared about the people, you and I, humans. We all have a fundamental way of operating, and we need to channel that into what's good for the planet.
So if we're looking at organizations and companies, so what can they do to enable that change?
Well, first they have to redefine their vision. What is their vision? If your vision is to make money, it's not good enough anymore. If your vision is just to make money, try to test it. It hasn't worked. Okay, so now we have to redefine the vision. Yeah, operate within your sector, but what are you doing to contribute positively to the people, your stakeholders? No longer just caring about your shareholders, but also your stakeholders.
It's the responsibility of everyone. It's the responsibility of the organization, but it's maybe the responsibility of the people to drive this organization and push them in the right direction.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a bit about this place? Is that Worldfavor? Is this is this pushing in the right direction for itself and also for the rest?
It's an organization with a purpose, and the purpose is to get more organizations moving towards a sustainable direction. So the vision is clear. We want to be sustainable, and the mission is we're going to get more organizations to be more sustainable. And there are different ways that the company is doing that and products. And once again, I say the people is what makes the company great. The people are absolutely amazing. It makes you want to come to work every day because you have people that actually care about what they're doing and have a passion for it and are driven. And we're doing good for society. So, it's like what I said: passion meets intention and effort. And that's why it's really, for me, it's been great to work at this company. And it's one of those things where not everyone is as fortunate to have that intersection.
So what does it do exactly?
So Worldfavor is basically, we have different products. We are an organization that a platform, sustainability platform that helps organization can report data, their sustainability data, and you can sort of access your data there and gain insights from the data as well.
You're like an enabler of transparency, maybe?
Enabler of transparency, enabler of more sustainable actions for organizations. So say you're a manufacturing company, for example, and there's different laws coming into play that affect you, and you want to know what your suppliers are. Talk about human rights, due diligence, for example. So it's not just enough to say, okay, we source material from this, and this, but it's not. We don't really know what's going on. It's your responsibility, extended responsibility, to know what's going on there. So basically, you can, join Worldfavor as a platform, and then through Worldfavor, you can invite your suppliers to submit information to the platform, and then based on that, you can get like automated risks to say, okay, maybe this you should check on this, you should check on that, because this could be a problem. And it gives organizations an incentive to comply with the law and also make sure that they know what's happening in their supply chain, stuff like that.
Maybe this is a good opportunity, going back to what we were talking about at the beginning, for transparency. Maybe if we go back to talent, it's for organization to be transparent with their talent about their efforts towards those goals.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That makes sense, actually. When you communicate honestly, people are more willing to go along with you in the journey. So if you tell your employees, this is what we're doing, we don't always get it right, but this is how we put in our effort to trying to get it right, they're more likely to come on board with you than if you keep it high level, like secretive and everything. That's my experience, at least from previous organizations. At some point, the employees
Disconnect.
they just disconnect. Nothing's been transparent. There's no loyalty, and then people leave. So that's where I think organizations need to be put a bit more effort. These are efforts that we're trying to do, and this is how you can come on board. And we welcome ideas because it's a collective effort. So that's it.
How can sustainability, transparency helps you to attract talent?
Ooh.
Title.
Ooh. Openness is the key. Collaborativeness is the key. From silos to systems. That's it. Because systems are more collaborative, more different touch points than just working in like different individual silos. Yeah, you might be great, the greatest, but it's not the effort we need to really push this idea, this sustainable effort.
We're done.
We done?